Hey friend, welcome back to the Word with Wit. On today's Get Ready With Me episode, I will be sharing 3 tips to help you become abstinent or just maintain your abstinence if you are struggling with it right now. So I'm gonna go blow dry my hair and then I will be right back to share those tips with you. Stay tuned. Obviously, we're in an intimate setting, we're smoking, we're hanging out, probably drinking to one thing leads to another, and boom, you're having sex. Okay, so I'm back. I have blow dried my hair and begun the straightening process. Looks a lot longer. You wouldn't believe the shrinkage of curls, but yeah, it's a lot longer. I like straightening every now and then just to check how much it's grown because I did cut it off a lot a few years ago. So anyways, to get into the message of the video, I am going to be sharing 3 tips on how to be abstinent. My top 3 ways to continue on your celibacy journey, or if you haven't started, just tips that you can use in making your decision as well as maintaining. So the first thing for me is knowing my why. So I had mentioned to you all that I had tried to be abstinent in the past a lot and I wasn't able to do it successfully. A lot of it came down to not really having a good reason for doing it, not really having something that I could fall back on and say, okay, I don't want to give in to temptation because of this, or I am committed to celibacy because of this. I didn't have that. So it was easy whenever tempting situations came around for me to say, okay, I'm just gonna give up. I'm just gonna do it. I'll start again next time or something like that. Or I want to be with this person, so I need to test it out and all this crazy stuff. So anyways, what it came down to, I ended up in a lot of different relationships and dealing with people that weren't really the best for me. I'm not saying they were bad people, just not the best for me, and ended up getting hurt a lot because of it, because I wasn't guarding my heart and I was not really looking at all the red flags. I was trying to test before I buy it, I guess, and opening myself up to all different types of things. So whenever I started my journey with God, it helps me to want to do it because I loved him and I wanted to honor him with my body. This is for those of you who do believe in God, and if you are a Christian and you know what the Holy Spirit is, you know that your body is a temple. So if God is living within me, why would I want to invite him along on all my escapades? It kind of made things start seeming a little strange, just knowing that I'm doing something that is not of God and he's with me. I always knew he was always with me because I've always been a believer, but I guess whenever I started truly being committed to God and truly trying to honor him, my perspective changed. So anyhow, that helps. So knowing your why, whether you may not be religious, you may not believe in the Holy Spirit, or you may believe something different. Whatever the case, you just need to know your why. If you want to be abstinent, there are a lot of people that's maybe of the world. There are a lot of other causes outside of spiritual reasons to be abstinent. Some people choose to be abstinent because they realize it helps them to focus more on their goals or whatever. It helps them to focus more and be less distracted, and it helps them to have a clearer mind when dating. I took out way too much hair. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to try to thin these parts out because I'm kind of in a rush. So anyway, some people, like I said, they realize they're more focused. They don't have any distractions. They don't get their heart broken as much. They don't have to waste their time healing and trying to find someone all the time, and it's not like an urge they have to constantly feed. So they decide to give it up. So knowing your why, whatever that reason is extremely important so that you can stay consistent and continue to do it. Okay, so I am about halfway done with my hair now. I had to get off for a second because I was missing whole sections trying to talk to y'all. But anyways, I'm going to add some serum on here. This stuff, I have been looking for it forever. I had misplaced it when I moved and I found it, and I'm so happy because I can't find any other serum that smooths as well as this without making my hair super oily after a few days. I just like putting it on after I straighten in my hair so that I don't have to use as much heat to get that bone straight look. Well, I don't really like the bone straight look, but you know, this straight. I like my roots to not be so flat on my scalp because it tends to look oily whenever it's super flat. So I'm gonna start on this side anyways. Okay, so tip number 2 is finding something to keep your focus on. So I can't stress this enough. Whenever you give up the whole sex thing, you begin to have more time to focus on other things. Now, if you just, lay around and don't do anything, guess what? When temptation comes, you're going to send that hey big head text. So if you don't want to go back to your old ways, if you were serious about being abstinent and you really want to give up sex, whether it's till marriage or for this period in life, you got to figure out something that you're going to do with that time. So for me, I use that time to grow with God, and also, where's my comb? I also use that time to find new hobbies, things that I like to do, spending more time with friends and family, working out, working towards my goals. So you realize, like, for one, I gave up dating as well. So I'm not dating or having sex, which I'll make another video about that later on. I don't really believe in dating in the traditional sense. So I'm not out here chasing after anyone. So I have a lot more time than you would if you decided to just give up sex but not give up dating. And I spend my time working out, which I didn't have time for before to work out. So working out is a great way to not only spend your time, but to burn off that excess energy that you have that you're used to giving to sex. And you can also gain some new hobbies. So try some new things, figure out who you are, what you really like, what you don't like. So that way, whenever you do start dating, or if you continue to date as you date, you really know what you're looking for. You want someone who will compliment you, not complete you. You want them to just, somebody that you actually like and you enjoy doing stuff with. It helps you to, being abstinent really helps you to focus. If you are dating, it will help you to focus on the person and who they are instead of how they make you feel sexually. Because of course, it would suck to get married and love sex with this person but hate the person, because eventually, guess what, that sex is you're not going to want to have sex with them if you don't like them. So eventually that emotional wear is going to hit. So it's better to focus on the person and get to know them really before you give into sexual temptation. Because once you add sex into the mix, your judgment becomes clouded. And anyone will tell you that, for the most part. And that's whether they are sexually active or not. So, like I said, for me, I've worked on my spiritual growth. So this is a great time for you to really focus and decide what you believe and getting to know God and learning to trust Him and all of the things. So that's what I use this time for. And it's been really amazing. There's been some great blessings that have come out of this time and just walking in obedience. So I highly recommend it if you are a Christian and you may not be sure how to do it. You may, want to honor God, but just not sure how to go about it. I would say, like I said, first things first, know your why, know your reason for doing it. And secondly, find something to fill that time with. All right, I'm going to finish this side up and then come right back. All right, so I am back. My hair is straight, at least mostly. This is as good as it gets sometimes with the static, but after a few days it'll kind of calm down and be smoother. And as my natural oils develop, I don't like putting oil on my hair whenever I straighten it, because then I have to wash it in like 2 days, 3 days. It's not like that when it's curly, but if I put oil on my hair when it's straight, it's over with. So anyways, I am going to be doing my makeup now. Like I said, I don't do makeup every day, but I rarely actually do it. But today I want to do something for myself. I'm going to get my eyebrows done. It's been months because my eyebrow girl decided to take a 3-month vacation. I mean, I'm trying to get like her, but at the same time, ma'am, I need you here. We need you, come back. But anyhow, so I use NARS foundation. This is Aruba, it's the shade. It's a medium shade, and then I use this for contour, which I rarely do. And this is a little highlight. I don't do a lot of contouring and highlighting, but I notice if I do my foundation, sometimes my face just looks kind of bland if I don't use anything. So I do contour somewhat just to kind of help with that. And also my eyebrows are full, so I'm hoping my eyebrow girl is back, but if she isn't, I'm just going to do a little whatever I can with my eyebrows because I am not one of those people who can do eyebrows. So yeah. So I'm gonna tie my hair back and get started. So y'all, like I said, I don't do this very often. So, you know, if I miss a spot or whatever, y'all just let me know. Not really, but you know, I'm just gonna have to do my best. Luckily, I think this shade is pretty much my shade now. So even if I don't get it in there good, you can usually still blends pretty well where it's not noticeable. My old foundation, however, it was really hard to find the exact shade of my skin. So if I missed a spot, yeah, it was very noticeable. So I really love NARS. It's a little expensive. Well, it's a lot expensive. I think it's $50. And I also love the KVD True Portrait as well because it's great for like the summer months whenever it's hot outside and you can get oily, because this right here is maybe a semi-matte, I guess, and it will get oily fast. So if I'm outside and it's really hot outside and I'm gonna be outside all day, the cat been, I don't know her name, but anyways, KVD, I'm sorry, I hope I didn't offend anyone, but if I did, I'm sorry. So anyways, the KVD True Portrait is really great because it dries matte and it just gives you that, you can build the coverage, and it just gives you that natural skin look more than the NARS does. However, it can, if your skin is dry, if it's not a, you know, day where you're going to be outside a lot, or if you have dry flaky skin, I probably got too much foundation out because I don't see myself needing all of this, but you know, whatever. Hate to make it go to waste. But anyways, the KVD will actually cake up. It kind of, not cake up necessarily, but it just looks dry. It looks super dry if you have dry skin or if your skin is flaky or whatever. And I also use retinol, so sometimes that causes my skin to peel. I haven't been using it lately. I need to start back because my skin has been breaking out. But anyways, the retinol can kind of cause peeling, so anything that exaggerates that dryness look, I don't really care for. So I'm kind of looking in the mirror behind y'all because I'm not seeing everything I need to see in this phone. Just to make sure I got everything blended. This screen is a little too small. My big old head. But anyways, sorry about that, y'all. I got distracted. I forgot what I'm supposed to be doing here. I don't know how y'all YouTubers do this. Get ready with me. I'm not good at focusing on two things at once, apparently, or talking and getting ready. But anyhow, the number one thing, and I would definitely say this is probably the top thing that you need besides God. If you know, if this is a spiritual journey, you can rely on God in this, I would definitely recommend you doing that. But outside of that, just, you know, what we can do on our side to maintain our abstinence is to know thyself. And I know that's not really a commandment, and I made it sound like one, but it's not really in the Bible. But yes, know yourself, know your limits, know who you are, know your triggers, know the things that may lead you back. So this one may take a little bit of time to figure out. And this is what I struggled with in the beginning, because obviously I was still trying to live the life that I had been living and just add abstinence in the bunch. But it doesn't really work so well. So I was finding myself, you know, trying to still party and go out and hang out with my friends and drink and all of that. But for me, drinking is a trigger. So hanging out, you know, I used to smoke weed or whatever. So smoking weed, like I would smoke weed with guys that I was dating sometimes, and obviously we're in an intimate setting, we're smoking, you know, we're hanging out, probably drinking, to one thing leads to another, and boom, you're having sex. So I knew that there were certain things that were triggers for me based on my past and what I had done, and it took me a while to figure out what I could do and what I couldn't do. So for me personally, kissing, cuddling, even being in intimate settings is just too much. I will just tell you that, to be honest, I have not been able to do that. I was in a relationship whenever I decided to be abstinent, and we slipped up a lot. And you know, even though he was trying to be supportive and everything, I mean, I probably was the problem more than he was. Like, he wasn't really trying to tempt me or anything usually, but I definitely would want what I wanted, and of course he's not gonna tell me no. I mean, maybe he would, but he didn't. So anyways, I'm just doing this right here just to help, because this is where I get oily at times. This is the KVD Locket. They didn't have banana powder, and I saw some girl on YouTube saying banana powder was the way to go, but I was at Sephora and they said they didn't carry it, so they recommended this, and it has actually been pretty good. So anyhow, dang, I lost my train of thought again. But yeah, pretty much for me, I know that I can't do those things. I can't cuddle, I can't lay up, I can't be in a relationship. And you know, maybe that'll change later, especially if I'm dating someone who is on the same journey, who has the same goals. I feel like that would be something that would be a lot easier. And also I feel like I have a lot more self-control now. So I know whenever I start feeling those urges and those desires to go ahead and get up out of there. And I also know to call on God, and he will give me a way out if I am feeling tempted. So that's pretty much my main thing. If you aren't a Christian, like I said, it's still a great thing to be abstinent. I definitely urge you to give God a try, and you know, you'll never turn back, but whatever, if you truly know him, that is. But pretty much work towards your goals, stay focused, know your triggers. Kissing, drinking, drugs, intimate settings, even for me, like I told y'all before in another video, something as simple as what I was watching on TV could be a trigger. The people that I was following could be a trigger. Okay, I gotta move over here because I'm over here jacking this up. But anyways, the people I would follow were triggers. Like guys and females that posted a lot of sexual content about sex and stuff. You don't realize how much that affects you. You might scroll right past it and think, ew, why would they post that? Or you might, you know, stop and engage and be like, oh yeah, I like that too, or something like that. But either way, it has an effect on you. Seeing those things has an effect. So pretty much I would highly recommend, you know, taking that time and figuring out what are your triggers, giving it a try, cutting out TV for a while, cutting out any type of stimulus that takes your mind to sex. Music can be a strong trigger. There is so much over sexualization in music now, and if we're not careful, like, we won't realize it, but we're singing along, and next thing you know, 2 hours later, we're thinking about our ex. Or even in the song, you know, we're thinking about when that person did something to us like that, or, you know, we liked it or whatever. And yeah, next thing you know, you're sending a hey big head text, or you're missing that person, or you're thinking about sex. Even if you don't give into it, just having those thoughts can really take us back to those moments and make us want to give in. Now look at my eyebrows. I don't know if y'all can see all that new growth, but yeah. Anyhow, I'm getting, I don't care. Whoever's gonna have to do them. I am usually very picky about my eyebrows, but somebody's got to do them today. I really don't even think I should do anything to them because they're just gonna wipe it off whenever I go in there anyways, as I would want them to, because I don't want them missing anything. So I think I'm gonna skip the eyebrows today. Don't really do highlight like that. So yeah, I think this is it. Simple, keep it simple. Just a little foundation. Oh, I did have my eyeshadow. I am not good at eyeshadow, y'all, but you can see what I do if you want. Morphe, I don't know. I always called it Morph, but then I heard somebody else calling it Morphe, so I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it's a fall palette I got like a while ago, I believe. Well, I know I got it a while ago, but I don't know if it was out of season when I got it. I don't know how long old this thing is, but anyways, it's got the colors I like. So I usually do like a inside of my eye with like a neutral. I always do neutral colors. Let me clean my brush real quick. But I do like a little glitter, so I'll add glitter to the inner corners. But really to the whole eyelid, the whole lower eyelid. I cannot do this. I should have brought my little mirror in here. Can y'all see that? Yeah, you can see it. All right, and I'll do the other side just so I don't have to clean my brush in between. I like the Morphe palette because it's like super pigmented, so it doesn't take a whole lot of product and you can still see it. And then I like to go in it with a darker brown or maroon or like a dark color. It looks good on my skin tone. I just go in the corner. And if I am totally doing this wrong for my makeup people, definitely let me know, because I need some tips. I tried to watch some tutorials, but yeah, I'm still not good at this. And I had way too much. Like I said, this is very pigmented. So I always try to go in light, but I am not good at multitasking, as I mentioned before. So I try to do like a very light and neutral looking, just something to add a little pizzazz to my color. You can't really see it right now, but I can see it in this mirror over here. So I'm scared to add too much because I don't want to get outside and look like I got some black eyes. This light is so bright, it's kind of like making it hard to see the mirror behind it. So just to add a little extra oomph to my look, so I'm not, so my face doesn't look so flat with just the foundation. You can just see like different shades. I do like the glitter look and all of that, but I'm not that good at it. I'm still, well, I was trying to learn it for a long time, and then whenever I stopped doing makeup like that, I'm like, why do I need to learn that? It's not that big of a deal. So anyways, that's it, guys. So like I said, top 3 tips: know thyself. So make sure you know yourself, know your triggers, all the things. And a part of that is making sure you have supportive friends. So if you know there are friends that don't support you, probably don't need to be hanging out with them, especially during the hours that you tend to find yourself tempted, because they're gonna push you to go ahead and just get it over with. Girl, just go have a release. It's okay, blah, blah, blah. Those type of friends are not the type of friends that you need whenever you're trying to make changes. You need someone, and you may have to have a conversation if you have friends like that with them. Like, please don't tempt me or push me to do something that I'm gonna regret later. I really want your support on this. So communicating with your friends and making sure you have that support group. Avoiding the scene, whether it's the bar scene, any type of scene, drugs, drinking, partying, anything that tends to trigger you. Being up late at night, even for some of us, you know that you start feeling lonely when all your kids go to sleep. It's 1 or 2 in the morning, you feeling lonely, your kids are asleep, you don't have anybody to talk to. You better take your butt to sleep. You know, if it starts around 1, when you start feeling that way, then you need to be in the bed promptly at 9 or 10 or 11, whatever time, at least an hour before that time, that feeling starts coming. Whenever your kids go to bed, you go to bed too. Be up early and be productive in the morning. So anyways, know your triggers. Masturbation also, I will hit on that real quick. I honestly did masturbate in the beginning when I started this journey, but I've realized very quickly through the revelation of God that it was making things worse. So every time I tried not to do anything at all, but every time that I would give into that, I noticed that the urges would start to become stronger and I'd want to do it more often. And eventually I would want the real thing. So I just gave it up completely, threw all my stuff away. That's the real tidbit that I wasn't really going to share, because I mean, that's super personal. But yes, I threw all my stuff away because I knew that I was committed to this journey and I really wanted to be able to hold out and to wait for marriage. I knew the reason why I was doing this was important. So I had to figure out a way, and I knew that I had to cut out whatever I had to cut out. Dating wasn't a problem. You know, it was hard at first in the beginning, but as I started spending more time with my kids and more time with God and just more time with family, I realized I didn't really miss it that much. I could feel that time with other things. So, but yeah, masturbation, if you can, give that up. You know, pray and ask God. Prayer is so important. That spiritual life, spiritual aspect of it. This world is spiritual. We are spiritual. Whether you want to believe it or not, we are spiritual. And we have to actually, you know, trust that our Creator wants what's best for us and that He will help us. If we're trying to do something to be obedient to Him and to walk in faith and take that step of faith, saying that, God, I'm going to trust you to provide me with a husband or a wife. I will be obedient to you in the meantime. You know, I will be obedient while I'm waiting. God will bless that and He will help you on your journey. It's just we have to be willing to put forth the effort and willing to go to Him with it. So anyways, I pray that this has blessed you. I love you guys. Don't forget to like and share this video if it helped you. I will be back soon with another video. I love you and I'll see you soon.